Well, Dana White said, "We appreciate you, New York." New York was not appreciative of what happened in this one. There's The Rock. He's in the building at Madison Square Garden to present the BMF championship. The baddest, well, you get it. Nate Diaz last fought in August against Anthony Pettis. Jorge Masvidal had that 5-second knockout of Ben Askren back in July. Early round one, Masvidal the combo that drops Nate Diaz. Kick to the chin. Round two, then Masvidal stings him with the overhand right. Right there. And after round three, the doctors would check on Diaz's eye, and the referee calls off the fight. A doctor's stoppage. The BMF championship to Masvidal. A lot of boos in the Garden after the doctors stopped this fight after 3 rounds. Nate Diaz wanted to keep going, so a bit ironic that it's the baddest MFer and it gets stopped by a doctor. Both said they would run it back. Also on the card, Darren Till, who was knocked out by Masvidal back in March. Now, well, you got to watch UFC 244 there in Vegas, had it on as you're waiting for things to get going at the MGM, and Dana White said he told Oscar De La Hoya, don't do it. Don't go on the same night, and then he said a few other things as well. So what did you make of the doctor stoppage with Jorge Masvidal and Nate Diaz?
Well, first I want to just comment on what you mentioned. Let's not forget Canelo and Kovalev were made to wait upwards of 90 minutes in the locker room, laying on a couch with their gloves on, so that the UFC 244 pay-per-view could finish 3,000 miles away in New York. This was an unprecedented decision by the decision makers at DAZN, Golden Boy Promotions, to do that, to put the fight on over the arena here in Las Vegas, watching what's going on back in New York. What do we get, though, for this BMF title inaugural championship out there in UFC? We got what was expected: carnage, violence, action. Jorge Masvidal hurting Nate Diaz getting back up and getting his lickings in as well. 5-round welterweight bout. We wondered what it could be like if it went the distance. Ultimately, it didn't get there, with a doctor stoppage after round 3, giving the TKO win to Jorge Masvidal and stopping the fight because of what was a bad cut above the right eye for Nate Diaz. Certainly a disappointment for the fans on hand, who were expecting to find out exactly what BMF means, right? The baddest beep in the game today. We did not get to see that in the end. Both fighters have already called out and wanted a rematch and want to do it a second time. This is big business for the UFC. Even though UFC President Dana White said at the beginning this BMF title would be a one-off, one and done, one time only, a lot of people, including myself, have been critical and said, look, fans are going to love this. It means you're getting guaranteed action. And I think now you have a rematch to get people excited about after these 3 rounds of fury, including that first round in which Diaz was kicked in the face and knocked down, only to get up and rally late. That's a top contender for round of the year, if this isn't the fight of the year altogether. They brought the pain for 3 rounds. Little anticlimactic, though, in the end, with Jorge Masvidal getting the title put around his waist by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Hey, not a bad celebrity moment. I think we had Donald Trump in the crowd as well in New York. All the stars coming out for the big one.
Yeah, there were a lot of boos at Madison Square Garden before and after the fight. He's one of the baddest ones I know. He's Brian Campbell out in Vegas. Brian, thank you.